Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pikmin 2. In the last episode, we got through most of the shower room, and in this episode, we're going to finish it. This is the second time I'm doing this, because the first time I did it, the audio didn't record, or my commentary didn't record, because every now and then, OBS likes to change the default mic back to not the mic I usually use, and I never catch it. That's how I lost the Voss episode. Well, in the episode that I lost, aren't I glad that I copy my file, I fought this guy the proper way. In this episode, I'm not going to. I explained in the last episode that I didn't get that I have a tradition when fighting this guy. It is a long-standing tradition that I've done since I was a kid. It's just something I do. When I was a kid, I could not figure out how to fight this guy. He's actually very easy, but I couldn't figure it out. So I took a different way to fight him, and even now that I do have him figured out, and yes, it is a very easy boss fight. Whoops. It is a very easy boss fight, despite what just happened. It's just, every time I play this game, this is what I do. I just feed it white Pikmin until it dies. Not a good idea, not something I'd recommend doing. And don't worry, I will get a chance to explain the way this guy really works later. But yeah, I'm a little bit mad at what happened, so now I'm killing him my way. Just because. I'll be getting a lot more white Pikmin soon. There we go! Boss over! As much as I hate losing footage, because who would like losing footage, it's kind of fun that I got to do my little personal tradition here. Processing. How odd. The gooey creature dissolved, leaving this curious item behind. It appears to be coated in slime. Are you sure you want to collect this? Absolutely sure. You'll toss just about anything in my hold. It would be nice if you cleaned occasionally. I do try usually to make things Let's Play friendly and not just do what I would do if I was on my own, but you know what? Tradition won in this case. The way you're supposed to fight that guy is he homes in on the captain who's in charge. So you're supposed to switch captains, get him to turn his back to the one captain who's got the Pikmin, and it's really quite simple. But yeah, little kid me won in this case. That's just, you know, me taking back a little bit of power after I lost an hour of footage. I'm mad about it. 100 Pokos! The amplified amplifier. This shape is well suited for the emission of an amplification of sound waves. A moment, please. I shall use this as the final part in my new sound equipment. The Mega Tweeter is done. Captain Olimar, this device has increased the acoustic range of your whistle. Pretty nice thing to have. As far as upgrades go, other than the light bulb and the pluckophone, I'm not... Well, I guess the elemental immunities are nice to have. But I just consider those to be the most powerful things. Other than those, everything else is not take it or leave it necessarily, but I don't know, this one's useful. 18 deaths, most of them on purpose. Like I said, don't worry, you're not losing out on content. I will be able to show you this guy again later. I just realized that I didn't copy this copy of the save file, so I sure hope nothing goes wrong here. Oh dear. 90% of debt recovered! Let's regroup and go into the Citadel of Spiders. Yes, I just used all of my white Pikmin to... Now I'm not gonna have that many in the Citadel of Spiders. It's fine. It's a very short cave. There's not gonna be all that much poison stuff. And even if something is buried, you really only need one white Pikmin and you'd be able to get it. So, it's fine. Between episodes, we're probably going to get the debt in this episode because we only have one more cave to go. But between episodes, I am going to go back and grind out purple Pikmin and white Pikmin in the subterranean cavern. And I'm going to need a ton of purple Pikmin. I will definitely get plenty more whites on the way. More than I'm probably going to need for even the rest of the game. So let's just take 30 of these guys. I remember from last time, there's no water down there. Let's see, 30 of these guys. And I guess we can just take more reds. I don't have any white Pikmin, so they're not taking up space. I have some white Pikmin, excuse me. I don't have none. I'll admit that was a little bit satisfying. Just a little bit of myself coming through that I wouldn't normally think to show. Alright, going down. Citadel of Spiders. My favorite place. It's not actually that bad. I've already talked about how the spiders in this game aren't, like, super creepy. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of this boss, but it's also not the worst. Also, this cave is easier than the shower room. Because it's so close to base, you're meant to come in here really early. They don't have any, like, super duper nasty traps. It's not gonna be like, certainly not like the subterranean cavern. It's just, you know, just some buried guys like this that'll come and ruin your day if you're not careful. I'll just let them take that back. Oh, you get down here. Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate, but I am kind of gonna know what I'm doing a little more than I would have if I'd come in here, you know, not having been here since the last time I played the game. It is what it is. On the bright side, it means that I'll be a little bit more efficient and maybe can cut down on the time that it actually takes me to do this stuff. Although when I say an hour of filming, a lot of that was Piklopedia, which to be fair is actually kind of harder on me. The Piklopedia is a lot of me, like, reading without taking breaks, so it gets a little bit rough on my voice. Almost to the extent that I've considered just putting everything... That guy is stuck. Just putting everything in, like, a bonus video at a later date, but I've already started, so might as well keep going. I'll leave a captain here so we can leave quickly when it's time to go. I'll follow that tomato just to make sure nobody gets eaten by, like, a sheer wig or something. Just stop. Tomato! Big ripe-looking tomato, too. For 40 Pokos. The love nugget. Presumably because it's red. Oh, we're done. Let's go. There's one other cave in the perplexing pool, and yes, it is pretty easy. I've realized that this area really isn't meant to be that much more difficult than the Garden of Hope, Awakening Wood. Oh, I've been getting everything mixed up the entire series. I'm not going to stop now. But, yeah, the Awakening Wood, I think it is in this game, is definitely meant to be, like, your first starter area. The Valley of Repose is just meant to be, like, a little bit of a taste. And then it goes Awakening Wood. And then the Perplexing Pool is definitely meant to be next, followed by the Valley of Repose, and then the last area. Submerged Castle aside, I do kind of take back what I said. I think at some point I said that this is meant to be, like, the first serious business area. It's really not. It's really meant to be just sort of, like, the next step up. Things are getting a little bit tougher, but it's not, like, really serious like things were in the subterranean complex. Got a little nervous there for a second. I am gonna use the purples to take out these frogs, and I might take the dweevils out, unless that guy picks up that frog. If he does that, yeah! Alright, that guy gets to live. The dweevils aren't gonna bother us unless we bother them. So there is one that's holding a treasure, but other than that guy over there's not really doing anything. He's probably gonna pick up this frog. Unless he picks up that bottle cap, he might do that. Yeah, in fact, I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. So let's just, use the purples to take it out quickly. And then this guy, unfortunately, is holding our treasure. Oh, no, please don't do that. Thank you. I said don't do that. Okay. Alright, so the reds can take the rest of this out. That's buried, but that guy's busy, so that should be, yeah, we should be good. Let's get the reds, clear out that fire, and I guess we don't even need to clear out the fire if we just get the reds to take this stuff back. I want to see if I can get a good look at this guy's face with the little bug eyes. Maybe the next time we go into the Piklopedia, I'll be able to show something like that. Alright, take that. And then let's start digging this thing up. We got some lipstick. A nice pink shade for 50 Pokos. Lip service. Well, I guess I shouldn't panic. I didn't delete the footage that had no commentary. I just realized I put it in the recycling bin because I didn't figure I'd use it, but I haven't actually deleted it yet. So if, heaven forbid, something goes wrong with this recording, then I can always just do post-commentary. RC Cola for 100 Pokos. Creative inspiration. I hate having to do post-commentary. It feels like it takes some of the magic out, at least for something like this. It's one thing if an entire series is post-commentary, but like, once the tone has been set for live commentary, it's different when it has to be post. Bothers me anyway. We've got a cute little rubber ducky head. For 80 Pokos. The Paradoxical Enigma. I love ducks. Like, real ducks. I mean, I like rubber ducks well enough, but I really do like real-life ducks. They're cute. And they're tasty, but... Yes, I realize how messed up that is. I would love to go vegetarian. I've thought about it. I'd love to go vegan, theoretically. I have so many allergies, it's just not possible. I have a soy allergy. So right away, that's no good. If I had to list out every allergy I had, we'd be here for a while, so... Let's get off this topic. We've got electric stuff, so let's get the purples and start getting to it. Purples? Yellows. Purples can be useful against anode beetles. It's just a little freaky using them when there's more than one. Because they could, theoretically, just shock all your guys at any time. Alright, this is a rather uneventful cave. Think of it as the calm before the storm. Eventually, when we come back to the perplexing pool, there's going to be one more calm cave, but other than that, things are going to get pretty crazy once we get to the next area. So yeah, I'll take a little bit of an easy time while I can. I see you. Get down from there. Hopefully there's no mitites in there. Okay. I wasn't going to bother calling those guys back from that egg. Hey. Hey! I wasn't going to bother calling those guys back because I wanted them to not get called back from off of the guy. But it is nice to know we have some nectar there for anybody who might need it. Which, from the looks of it, is most of these yellows. It's okay to leave a single anode beetle alive, but if I see any more anywhere on the floor, I usually try to take them out, because they can wander surprisingly far. Like, I don't know if they can leave the room that they're in, but I've seen anode beetles connect up when I really wasn't expecting it. So, I just, take them out to be sure. You know what? You're making me nervous. What's back there? That looks like it's probably a treasure. Alright, come on down. Maybe we can take this guy out in one cycle this time. Yeah! Okay. We'll get these guys started on whatever's back here. I hear more anode beetles. I don't know if they're in a place that's going to matter. Let's see. What's back here? No? I'm telling you, I hear... Yeah, there it is. Alright, that guy looks like he's alone, so it's not bothering anybody. There is a buried treasure in here, so we'll have to take our 5 whites and get it unburied. I'm sorry if the mood's a little bit... Oh, there's your proof that that guy's not actually counted as electric, even when he's sparking on his own. I'm sorry if the mood's been brought down a little bit. I can feel it as I'm talking, and I'm trying to figure out how to get around it, but I'm not doing the best job. I'm a little demotivated from not only losing an episode, but from losing an episode where a lot happened, and it was, like I said, it was like 53 minutes of footage, most of which was Piclopedia, and all of it can be recreated. But, like, there was the whole question of, like, would this cave pay off the debt? Was I gonna make it? Could I make it to a different cave? And, like, I don't know. I feel like the magic's been sucked out of this episode, at least from me. I guess I shouldn't dwell on it, because then it'll make the magic get sucked out even more. But just letting you know my thoughts, I guess. 100 Pocos. The memorial shell. Well, the good news is, even without the Piclopedia, last episode did run over, so at least for my sake, knowing what I can do to be a little bit more efficient, it probably won't this time. Patience tester, water chestnuts for 130 Pocos, and that pushed us over the edge. We just completed the debt. It's not going to matter until we get out of the cave, but we did it. So yeah, past me, who was wondering if we'd make it or not, found out right about now that yes, this cave is enough. Realistically, there wasn't ever going to be a cave other than, like, the Emergence Cave or maybe the White Flower Garden that wasn't going to have 500 Pocos in it. But still, I was a little bit iffy on whether or not I'd be able to make it. I actually tried, in the episode that I lost, I tried to get into the other cave that was in this area, but it had an electric gate blocking access to it, and I didn't think we would have had time to get to it. Oh, hey, there's a white flower. The floor after we would have needed it, but still, I'll take it. Alright, let's just be safe over here. Was there... yeah, there's fire there. There's a dump bowl that's a little close for comfort, but I think if we get rid of this one fire geyser, we should be able to get to it with the purples. Yeah, that was a little closer than I would have liked. I do love the name Water Dumple. I think when I was a kid I might have thought they were called dumplings. Alright. I remember reading in the Piclopedia that they're closely related to a species that you wouldn't expect. I think they might be in the grub dog family, if I'm remembering that correctly. When I was a kid, I was super into Pikmin ecology. I had the player's guide for the first game, and it had it had a bestiary in the back, but it called it the field guide. And I would just sit and read the field guide, and I thought it was so cool. I still think it's pretty cool. I have this very vivid memory of being in a play, like a school play or something, and we were all in rehearsal, and if you've done plays before, you know that, like, the last week or so is serious business time. So rehearsals go late, you have extra rehearsals, you have rehearsals on the weekend, and I would just take this little Pikmin guide to these rehearsals, and I was a little kid, so I wasn't reading it super quickly, and I would just sit when we were doing our late rehearsals, and I'd read the Pikmin field guide. Just the little things we remember. Oh, let's get him. There we go. Yeah, that was the thing I used to do. I used to read guides for games I didn't play, because my dad played some games, so we had games for games that... we had guides for games that he'd played, but I hadn't, like Pikmin 1. Or I think I played a little Pikmin 1, but I've already explained I'm not the biggest fan of that game. And then we had the Wind Waker guide, which came with an Ocarina of Time guide in the back, and we didn't have an N64. So I would just read the guide for that game, and I'd get to vicariously live as if I was playing it. And I used to read Nintendo Power, and I loved reading about the games they didn't have. Sometimes it didn't even necessarily make me want the game, it was fun to read about. It was just another way to sort of get into those worlds, despite not having the actual game. I'm trying to think of games that I bought because of Nintendo Power. Chibi Robo was one. I discovered that game through Nintendo Power, played it in a hotel when that was still a thing, and was just absolutely enamored. There was an F-Zero game I always wanted to play. It was the one on the GameCube. I don't remember what it was called. But I always wanted that one. I saw it in Nintendo Power, and never ended up getting my hands on it. Despite wanting some of these games, I don't think I ever actually asked my parents for them. I think I was just sort of at the mercy of what they got for me. Although, to be fair, they did get me a lot of games because they knew I played a lot of games. They absolutely enabled my video game habit. Alright, I think we're ready to just take out eggs and get that one last treasure in that corner that I saw. Yeah, we can get this nectar. There'll be other nectar for the 5 whites that we're gonna make to get. Alright, where was that other treasure? Not around here. Must be on the other side. I just wanted to gather everybody together so we could break those gates down. Alright, we could make, I am actually going to use yellows for this. Because for this boss, I am going to use yellow, but I'm going to use a small number of them. So this amount is probably even more than I need. Way more than I need. In the lost episode, I did the boss with 0 casualties. Hopefully I can recreate that, but if I can't, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's the first time in my life I'd managed to do that. Where did I leave that other drop of nectar? There it is. Yeah, anytime I do anything in this game with 0 casualties, it's a celebration. Oops, that little red leaf got left behind. Oh well. Alright, let's just gather up the rest of the stuff in here. Oh, there's another gate. Okay. What's back here? Is it the last treasure? Oh, there was another treasure, actually. There's quite a few treasures on this floor. Alright, let's get this. This is one of my favorite treasures. Let's get this. And then where was that other thing? I'm pretty sure I saw another thing. I'm going to leave a captain here so we can get back to the next floor quickly. Well, we've got a chocolate truffle, probably a dark chocolate truffle if I had to guess, for only 15 Pocos. King of Sweets. And then there should be one more, other than this one. Like I said, one of my favorite treasures. 10 Pocos, a single match in a Bowser Breath brand matchbox. And the telephone number is 555 Troopas. I love it. Flame of Tomorrow. As much as I love the product placement, I think it's funny and it kind of makes the world feel more like an actual, like, post-apocalyptic Earth. I imagine they could have done quite a bit if they'd made more of their own original treasures. Just think about it. If they made that cute little Bowser matchbox, what else could they have done? There's literally no point to taking the monsters back at this point. We've finished the debt. We don't need money anymore. Unless you're going for, like, a high score or something, but I'm not. I'll just park myself by... Oh, or it can be back now. We've got a cute little locket, or pocket watch or something, with a corgi inside. For 70 Pocos, the time capsule. Very cute. I've never played Nintendogs, so I don't know enough to know if that's a Nintendogs model or just some random picture of a corgi that somebody found online. Or maybe it's a picture of a developer's dog. That would be kind of fun. Alright. We've made it to the final floor. Nothing is allowed to go wrong. Because I haven't copied this save file. Alright, I'm going to take 10 yellows. I want a small, manageable group that can move quickly and won't be scattered. This area, I don't quite know what it's for. There's nothing that can come in here, so these ledges are just for aesthetic purposes, I guess. Check out that spider web on the ceiling. Give me one, please. Give me one Pikmin, please. There we go. This boss will not appear if you don't have any Pikmin with you. Look for where the treasure meter goes all the way to the right, and... Hello? Spooter! This is Beady Longlegs, a boss from the first game that makes a comeback. It is, I would say, no more difficult and no easier than it was in the first game. It's a pretty easy boss. It has a very predictable pattern. I don't feel like I need to spicy spray these guys. It's got a, like I said, a very predictable pattern, and if you're careful and manage your Pikmin well, you should be able to get it without too much trouble, so I don't feel the need to waste a spicy spray. Oh boy, okay. Come here. Oh boy. Okay. The reason I brought yellows is obviously because it's high up in the air, so the yellows can get to it easier. You can do this with reds. It's absolutely possible. It's not even that difficult. It's just a little easier to get them up there with yellows. And you really only need, like, a couple up there. What you should do is proactively call them back when it's shaking so that they never actually fall to the ground. They will attack the feet. There is no point in doing so. It might slow it down. I haven't ever really noticed that. The trick with this boss is you really can just throw like 3 Pikmin on it, and it will get it eventually. So the pattern is, I'm gonna wait. The pattern is, oh, I actually had a bigger chance there than I thought. It stomps in a circle, and then it stomps back the other way. Or maybe not necessarily the other way, but it stomps in a second pattern the second time it goes. And then after 2 cycles of stomping, it will stop and lower its body down, which is how you can get reds onto it pretty easily. Alright, calling them back. You could definitely do this faster if you weren't so worried about losing Pikmin, but I want to see if I can get it 0 casualties. Whoa. Just because it's one of the bosses that it's actually more reasonable to do that. Also, the more damage it takes... Ah! Oh god, camera. Why did it do that? The more damage it takes, it starts flaking away. Its waxy body starts to disintegrate. I used to be really afraid of this boss as a kid. It's a little bit easier now because I focus so much on fighting it, and it's like, you can see that it spends a lot of time at least partially off screen. So it's not like I'm getting a super close-up look at it all the time. This is definitely, well, it's gone. And I do love this like huge waxy disintegration animation. So visceral. That's a word I use a lot when referring to this game. And here we have a glittery key. Sweet victory! That giant insect's body has crumbled to dust. I am quite relieved to know I won't have to store such an enormous bug. Analyzing soil samples. Anomaly detected. What's that glittering widget? The key is quite light, only needs 1 Pikmin, can take 3. And yeah, the spiderweb just stays on the ceiling forever. Creepy. I've always found spiderwebs to be just as, if not more creepy than the spiders themselves. When I was living in rural Japan, I had a spider get into my living room once, and it made a huge web from this, from the hanging light in the middle of the room all the way out to the corner of the room, and it was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had. 100 Pokos for the key. This object seems familiar. I will combine it with the President's Parallel Dimension Controller. Alert! Sensors indicate a massive dimensional shift at a different location. I'm receiving a message from a far-flung dimension. Displaying the message now. Challenge mode can now be accessed from the title screen. It appears to be total gibberish. Hopefully the message has reached its intended recipient. It's me! I'm the intended recipient. I will name this apparently worthless device the key. Yeah, challenge mode is now unlocked. And the treasure meter has not stopped. There's another treasure here? Sorry, I didn't mean to go quiet there. There's like a very strange siren that's going off real life. Oh! Do you have a treasure? Somebody's digging something up. Okay, you know what? It's just as well that I had to re-record this because I didn't find this last time. Okay. There we go. If you flip a flint beetle over 3 times, you get a spicy spray. Alright, who's digging what up and where? Yeah, I just completely didn't notice this last time. You know what? Let this be a lesson. Things happen for a reason sometimes. I'm not so upset anymore. Boy, would I have been mad when I found out I had to come back through here. Okay. Sometimes things aren't as bad as you think they are. Wow. Where is that geyser? Back this way. Well, that's why they had these little cliffs up here. I'm guessing that with the procedural generation, they could be in any one of them. Or that little diamond could be. Oh, that's right, the potion. For 100 extra Pokos, the Regal Diamond. Boy, am I glad I thought to get that. Now, let's get a spicy spray. Come on, Olimar. Just Olimar, please. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Alright. Yeah, one thing that is a little bit unfortunate is how low we are on spicy sprays. I'm considering, while I'm doing some off-screen grinding anyway, I'm considering going back to the Awakening Wood and getting some potions there. Although I feel like at a certain point, if I just get all of my resources off screen, it's kind of takes something away. So I think I will do the purple and white grinding off screen because that's so boring. That's just going to be me going through the subterranean complex again and just, whoa, 0 Pikmin lost. And just, like, running through it over and over again, not doing anything, just, like, rushing to the exit and getting, like, converting Pikmin. But berry grinding can be done in, like, a single day. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just take the berries that I have. I'm really trying to think about... You know what? I'll think about that between episodes. We'll see what I end up doing. Doesn't matter now, because you've repaid the entire debt. Mission complete. You've earned 10,000 Pokos. Now Hocotate Freight will be prosperous and debt-free until the end of time. Probably. Prepare to blast off. We return to Hocotate triumphantly. And that's it. We beat the game. We're heading home triumphantly with some fireworks. Usually the Pikmin give us a big send-off, but in this case, we just have to watch them fade away on the planet. Except, what's this? Louie is not with us. Olimar left him behind, and then once he noticed he left him behind, did not turn around to go back for him. Way to go, Olimar. When I was a kid, the first time I played the game, I thought this was it. I thought this was the whole thing. I was a little ticked off that I didn't get to complete the game and do all the caves and get all the treasures and stuff. But hey, they rolled the credits, that means it's over, right? I was a little kid, I didn't have the patience to sit through the whole credits, so I just turned the game off and never played it again until several years later when I watched a Let's Play and realized that there was actually a lot more game left. I think I might just let you guys watch this cute little montage with Louie, because it really is very cute. It's charming, and I don't have all that much to say. We haven't finished the game. I'm not going to give you final thoughts or anything. Well, I'll talk a little bit longer at least. In the next, between episodes, I'm definitely going to get at least 100 purples and as many whites as I get along the way. I will consider my potion count, because we only have 2. And for the next thing I want to do, that is really just not enough. So I think I am actually going to go get some potions from the Awakening Wood. You've seen me do it. You know what it is. It's not that exciting. So the next time you see me, I will have lots more resources. I mean, if I were playing the game myself, that is what I would do. It's kind of what you have to do at a certain point. You'll understand when we get to the new area. But yeah, the music's really pretty, so I think I am just going to let you listen to it for a little while. I'll come back to do the outro and read the Piclopedia. So let's enjoy Louie and his little montage of real plants and nature and stuff. Alright, let's check our results prior to repaying the debt. This scrolls automatically, by the way. You don't have to scroll it yourself. And I guess because of all the file copying stuff that I've been doing, it's ranking a first, second, and third place for all this stuff. I thought I had a clean save file in here, but again, I guess it's because of all the file copying. You can, I never really cared to look at the stats. It's, you know, how many Pikmin died, how many Pikmin were born. I'm pretty sure we had significantly more Pikmin born than were died. You got your playtime there. Not that different from the one that I guess was from the Lost episode. If anybody wants to see those detailed stats, we'll look at them again when we actually finish the game. Thanks to you, our company has been saved. Hurrah! What? There's still more treasure? Good gravy! If we collect it all, we'll be filthy rich! Where's Louie? What? You lost him? In that case, I shall go! So basically, Olimar just left him there and said he lost him. Ugh. Wonderful captaining skills, Olimar. And when this area unlocks, we get a pretty little meteor shower. I'm pretty sure they did that in the first game, too. It's nice. Our ship is also now plated gold. This is the Wistful Wild. We'll be going there next time. It automatically took me over here, so you can see the name of it. Oh, it is actually saying how many above-ground treasures there are. Maybe that must happen once you've beaten the game. Yeah, because now it's doing it. Alright. Well, anyway, it is now Piklopedia time, so unless you're coming with me for that, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pikmin 2, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode where we begin the Wistful Wild. Bye-bye! Or Piklopedia. Okay. I'm gonna try to get through this without killing my voice. Doodlebug. Flintbug family. While life forms that excrete foul musks to warn of danger are not rare, the doodlebug is the only species known to release flatulence when active above ground. Interestingly enough, since it is merely releasing the gas created by decay of the contents of the creature's intestines, it does not have a special musk-producing organ. This means the creature is in fact merely flatulating. Spectral analysis of the rank gas indicates it contains not only methane, but hydrogen sulfide as well, making the flatulence a grade 13 biohazard. Little farting bug. Hermit Crawmad. Crawmad family. Looking at the eyes and sickle-shaped legs characteristics of squillas, one would think that this is a squilla relative. In fact, it is a relative of the hermit crab. This species, however, has migrated from seaside life in a shell and instead inhabits burrows in the ground. While its legs appear sickle-like, they are pincers that have evolved into a fin shape. This beast feeds on small creatures that pass by its lair, dragging them inside to eat them. If we find the water dumple, I might take a look at it just to see what classification it has. Lesser spotted jellyfloat. Jellyfloat family. This native jellyfloat is indigenous to the region. Unfortunately, it is currently endangered as its habitat is being overwhelmed by hostile immigrant species. At some point, maybe I'll turn the music down and show you guys the little song that these guys sing. Greater spotted jellyfloat. Jellyfloat family. Vivid pink coloration is the most noticeable characteristic of this floating life form. This immigrant species is not native to the region, having appeared to have recently arrived on wind currents. The luminescent organ in its head attracts prey, which it then sucks up and consumes with its lower orifice. Unlike jellyfish, the jellyfloat's tentacles do not have whatever that word is, so there is no danger in touching them. I guess this is the immigrant species that's endangering the lesser spotted jellyfloat. Nature can be ruthless sometimes. Wogpole. Amphituber family. The wollywog spawns in early spring, laying its eggs on low-hanging tree branches and shrubs growing in or near lakes and ponds. Such unorthodox amphibious behavior is a defense mechanism, protecting the eggs from predation by blue Pikmin and water dumples. The wollywog's wild hopping near the shoreline in early spring is thought to be a method of driving predators away from the wogpole eggs. So that's why wollywogs are so aggressive. They're not trying to eat the Pikmin, they're trying to protect their young. Let's see the Crimson Candy Pot bud. Candy Pot family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of this flower, it spits out the same number of red Pikmin seeds. The Pikmin, the Candy Pot flowers, and the Pikmin onions are not easily explained by current theories of xenobotanical sciences, and thus have not yet been appropriately studied and classified. Skitterleaf. Skitterling family. The skitterleaf is a relative of the pond skater that shed its wings and adapted to life on the ground. With no residual traits of its airborne past, the skitterleaf can neither fly nor skit across the surface of the water. The wings have since evolved into the leaf-like structure on its back, which serves to hide the skitterleaf through mimicry. It appears quite effective, as few predators can see through this clever disguise. We probably wouldn't be able to see through it either, if not for the fact that they move when you get close to them. Unmarked spectralids, flitterbee family. When strolling through the forests of this planet, clouds of these creatures are seen dancing overhead. Like flower petals drifting in the breeze, the sight of flitterbees dancing in the lush green undergrowth is unforgettable. Flitterbee collectors drool over specimen sample boxes lined up in order, highlighting the slight color gradation changes from blue to red to yellow. Such items fetch particularly high prices at auction. I would have called that purple, but maybe I'm wrong? We're still missing a plant here. I'm not quite sure what that would be. Beady longlegs. Definitely an enemy that gets more freaky the longer you look at it and the more you think about it. Arachnorb family. Although this creature is commonly associated with spiders, it is actually the result of a separate evolutionary line of insectoid creatures. Since the spherical body section supported by the creature's legs carries most of its internal organs, there appear to be no other features that would correspond to a head or abdomen. Let's make that go away. And of course, the ranging bloister. Mollusking family. This species of mollusk has shed its shell through the process of evolution. What appears as a flower-shaped protrusion on its back actually functions as its gills. The ranging bloister ensnares small animals with its sticky tentacles, reels them in, and consumes them. Observers have noted that this creature exhibits a keen interest in flashing objects. It often tries to capture and ingest these objects. Researchers and explorers equipped with flashing identification beacons should be wary when in close proximity of this dangerous predator. And last but not least, the water wraith. Unknown family. All that is known about this creature stems from a few sightings deep underground. All reported sightings feature the same core set of details, a giant viscous form with a clear hazy sheen not unlike hard candy. One theory holds that it may be the ectoplasmic incarnation of a kind of psychic phenomenon, but as is usually the case with such theories, it is very difficult to prove. All witnesses report being suddenly overcome with fear upon sighting the creature, approaching a state of panic and near insanity. In fact, every report contains an inordinate amount of extremely vague details, which has led to suspicions that exhaustion and fear have caused some simple natural phenomenon to be viewed as a living creature. Well, whatever this thing is, it is very dangerous. Have we missed anybody? Not that I can think of, but I can always come back later. Ooh, no, I don't think we saw this guy. Withering blowhog family. The withering blowhog is a close relative. No, we did see this, never mind. Alright, let's move on to the treasure. Love nugget. This tasty red snack isn't quite a fruit, but it doesn't seem like a vegetable either. I've analyzed it extensively, and it appears to be releasing stimulating pheromones. Maybe I should feed it to my wife. I've never heard of that from a tomato, but what do I know? Have we seen this? Grassy plains and meadows on this planet are carpeted with brilliantly colored flowers in bloom. When I entered the atmosphere on my descent from space, I was stunned by the vibrant sight. The other day, a group of white Pikmin under my command detected an object buried under the surface and immediately began to dig up this colossal flower bulb. Somehow, it hadn't yet sprouted into a towering flower. I plan to take it back to Hocotate and grow it there. My people will hail me as a botanical genius, and the mayor may even make me supreme flower commander. So I was wrong when I said that's an onion bulb. It's a flower bulb. Probably a tulip. Arboreal frippery. The ship seems to think this leaf would be a smash hit among naturalist interior designers. I just think it looks and feels like a soft blanket. In the interest of scientific discovery, I'd better give it a test run. Yeah, in the Japanese version, they were a lot clearer about it being some sort of drug, and Olimar was going to test it. Meat satchel. This wand of meat makes me inexplicably hungry. The parts used to produce it seem to be of ambiguous origin and questionable quality. Yet, it calls to me. Maybe I'll have just one bite. Bet that thing's gone pretty bad by now. Did we? Yeah, we saw that. Compelling cookie. My spacesuit's filter seems to be malfunctioning. It can't suppress the sweet, syrupy smell pervading this cavern. If I don't find a way to neutralize it fast, it's going to drive me to spoil my diet. Bug bait. This treasure's alluring aroma seems to attract unwelcome attention from insects. If the ship hears anything about this, it'll complain endlessly about having to store it. I better keep this discovery to myself. Succulent mattress. A while back, I didn't sleep for days. My stomach was roiling and my head was cloudy. I couldn't rally any motivation. The only thing I could muster is a sigh. Then I found this mattress. When I reclined on it, I fell asleep immediately and had the sweetest of dreams. Doesn't seem soft enough for a mattress, but oh well. Comfort cookie. After a long day of walking, my joints begin to pain me. I need a massage. Short, sweet, and to the point with that one. King of sweets. I've discovered a complex series of underground tunnels beneath the perplexing pool. It seems like I can't walk 10 steps without discovering something previously unheard of. Making new discoveries nourishes my explorer spirit. As a reward for my latest scientific breakthrough, I think I'll eat this grand sweet. Hopefully not all of it. Diet doomer. My ship can't analyze taste, so I've taken that burden upon myself. It's a rough job, but it's up to the captain to step up and volunteer for the most grueling duties. Tastes good. I could eat this treat endlessly. I better test that hypothesis. Seems like being the taste tester would be nice when we have treasures like this, but then you gotta remember the other stuff you might be tasting, and then it doesn't seem so good anymore. Chocolate cushion. I stumbled across this object in a cave that reeked of a putrid odor. My suit allowed me to breathe freely, but it couldn't filter out the overpowering stench. The worst part is I smell it all the time now. My sense of taste will never be the same. The ship can't analyze taste, so I guess I'll have to do my best. Yeah, something like a donut may have absorbed some moisture, shall we say. Pale passion. When I was just a young lad, I looked everywhere for love. I guess that's why I smile when I see young people laughing together. Oh, that's sweet. Another little insight into Olimar's personality. Confection hoop. The hole we searched today was filled with a saccharine scent. Just sniffing it put me at the risk of developing a cavity. Ugh, I don't think I can eat anything sweet for a while. Wait, who am I kidding? Pastry wheel. Some people in this world can eat anything and never get fat. It makes me so jealous. I eat a cookie crumb and suddenly I'm saddled with a buffer of blubber. To make matters worse, my wife and daughter are always scrutinizing my diet. Can't a man enjoy a pastry wheel in peace? I think these are new. Yep, these are new. Scrumptious shell. I've encountered all kinds of grotesque and edible creatures on this strange planet. However, there's an area in the perplexing pool region that's chock full of tasty critters. How would you know, Olimar? The shell is empty. You didn't get to taste it. Memorial shell. I've observed several species of shell-dwelling creatures inhabiting the perplexing pool. One of these feisty beasts forms a spherical gem within the meaty depths of its shell. In a way, this gem could be considered this creature's life work. I consider my children my life's work. That's sweet. Vorpal platter. I think Vorpal might mean like sharp or something that can cut. I don't actually really know. All I know is the Vorpal blade from Alice in Wonderland. The monomolecular edge of this disastrous platter is sharp enough to split subatomic particles. I found it deep in an underground complex covered with slippery ceramic tiles. I learned there that I can blow my whistle by pressing B to save my Pikmin from being burned, drowned, or poisoned. You learned that long before we got there, Olimar. And actually, I'm pretty sure the Jabberwock is from Alice Through the Looking Glass, not the original. When I look at the president, I can't see myself climbing the corporate ladder. To be a manager, you've got to be an inhuman, heartless villain. This trait allows them to flog their dedicated workers without mercy and still sleep at night. I feel that same merciless cruelty radiating from this metallic altar. I wonder if it was once used for dark, unspeakable ceremonies, or perhaps it was once the desk of a corporate boss. We'll never know. It was just a juicer. Broken Food Master. This chrome trough has a very strange shape. It's bent and smooth except for a sharp prong at the end of it. The ship insists that it's one of the 3 sacred treasures of Samadouche, but I think it's just a kitchen sink. Not too far off. It's not a kitchen sink, but you do use it in the kitchen. Sud generator. I found a weird item today. Wetting the surface produces an endless froth of bubbles. It's amusing, but it will take further investigation to determine its practical use. It may take a young and playful mind to unlock its secrets. When I return home, I think I'll show it to my kids. I wonder if the germs on Hocotate are the same. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be the same, but I wonder if sickness works the same way. Flame of Tomorrow. From the beginning of time, my people have searched for a perfectly clean, endlessly renewable energy source. Unfortunately, we've never found anything close to it. Rubbing these 2 objects together seems to produce fire. Maybe this is the long-lost energy source we've always been searching for? Yeah, well, until the one match burns out anyway. Time capsule. This must be some kind of memorial capsule left by a lost civilization. It has left behind some image data, but I can't make any sense of it. I'm going to have to do some additional analysis. I'll document any exciting new developments in my log, along with pages and pages of meaningless doodles. Right, at least he knows himself. Lip service. I've never had much desire to climb the corporate ladder, but I'm beginning to think I should. Every year that my kids grow older, they get more expensive. Taking care of them is my most important duty. I should take lessons from the ship on how to be a high-pressure salesman. Then I'd rake in the cash. Mirrored stage. Every day it's nothing but work, work, work. Sometimes I need to just get it off my mind. So I set this thing up as a stage and taught the Pikmin a song and dance routine. Red, purple, white, yellow, and blue Pikmin danced in perfect unison and sang their little hearts out. When I return home, I should take up a career as a dance instructor. That would be a sight to see. Behemoth jaw. I can't conceive of how a creature with teeth this big could have ever lived. Emperor Bullblack's that bloated meat whale is the only creature I've seen even half that size. The only thing I can do is hope I never encounter something that massive. It appears that humans have died out on this planet, although to be fair, I guess we never really get confirmation of that. Regal diamond. The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewelry. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I know girls grow up quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast. Yes, we do still have new things. Rubber ugly. The first time I laid eyes on this hideous treasure, I thought it was a giant aquatic monster. It took me several terror-filled seconds to realize that it's just an ugly statue. What a relief. I was ready to run all the way back to Hocotate. It's not ugly, it's adorable. Paradoxical enigma. I'm not just an intergalactic space captain. I'm also an artist. I see the inner beauty in everything. Some things other people call ugly and boring, I find intellectually stimulating and aesthetically pleasing. It's true, I'm sophisticated like that, and yet you just called this exact same thing ugly not a minute ago. Aquatic mine. I've recently noted that changes in this planet's environment happen at a very rapid pace. Compared to how it was when I was here before, the perplexing pool has changed drastically. Due to frequent tectonic shifts, the region appears slightly different each time I enter it. Could be a natural phenomenon, but it's as if I feel the presence of a guiding hand. Maybe it's just my imagination running wild. I'm not totally sure what that's referring to. Maybe the developers changing the landscape because it's a new game? Proton AA. This object resembles the first treasure I found on this planet, so it holds a certain sentimental value to me. However, I've just noticed that the size is slightly different. Sometime I should take the time to read my previous treasure logbook. It's good to reflect on the past sometimes. It's exactly what we're doing right now. Durable energy cell. Haha, Duracell. This cryptic item exhibits an unbelievable quantity of stored dormant energy. The civilization that created this must have advanced tremendously when it discovered this powerful new energy source. If I were to take this technology back home, how would it affect the future of Hocotate? It's an interesting thought. I wonder if they have electricity over there. Drone supplies. Yesterday, the ship accused me of sampling all of the food we've been collecting. That ship has a lot of nerve. And yet you've been doing exactly that, Olimar. Patience tester. Just looking at the sealed container makes me want to open it up, but opening it will decrease its value on the alien antiquities market. Maybe I'll just use my imaginary can opener and pretend to open it instead. Endless repository. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes desire overpowers reason. At least that's what I told myself when I sampled the salty snack. And you said the ship had a lot of nerve. Abstract masterpiece. This is a truly heart-wrenching design. I've never been this moved by a piece of art. Every time I view it, I can't stop crying. The ship mocks me by squirting engine coolant at me, but it's obviously just jealous that it can't shed any tears. Snapple is, in fact, one of my favorite sort of like fast food type drinks. Thirst activator. How odd. When I gaze at this puzzling pattern, I have a vision of nature. At first, I thought this planet's ecosystem was alien and unnatural, but now I've learned to fully appreciate its beauty. However, it still can't compare to the stunning natural landscape of Hocotate. I hope I can return to my homeland soon. This one. Activity arouser. This strange object makes me want to dance. I can't fight it. Must dance. Hey, this isn't so bad. I've been packing on the pounds, and this could be a great way to get some exercise. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Dancing is a great way to get exercise. Pondering emblem. There are many things I've encountered on this planet that defy explanation. According to the ship's analysis, this object is extremely valuable. Maybe I'll buy it. Not so sure, though. I get the feeling that the ship is swindling me. Nah, the ship would never scam me. I'm the captain. Creative inspiration. Fascinating. If I keep staring at this symbol, I know I'll come up with a brilliant idea for a new product. sure if that's meant to be referencing something or if it's just silly. Amplified amplifier. Today we searched a deep underground structure that was completely covered in tile. I have no idea what it was originally intended for, but I've decided to call it the shower room. Deep within, I clashed with a sleek bug that coughed up this conical curiosity. Well, you didn't clash with it so much as the white Pikmin clashed with it. The key. This item came from the personal treasure hoard of a massive Pikmin-devouring spider. Beady Longlegs does not eat Pikmin. It does not eat anything. The whole cave was crawling with all kinds of fearsome creatures. I decided to name that eerie cave the Citadel of Spiders. The ship can't stand bugs. Whenever I ask it to store a specimen for salvage, it threatens to stage a mutiny. I'm on the ship side here. And I think that's it, except maybe this. Did we see this? I just realized... Yeah, we saw this. Alright. So that's it. Thank you for Picklopediaing with me if you stayed this long, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode where I will be much more well stocked up and we'll be exploring the new area. Bye-bye!